when the pieces aren't fitting. Give me strength when the winds are feeling strong. Give me joy when my countenance is falling. Give me truth in the midst of all the wrong. You are God, so I will praise you. You are sovereign, I will wait for you. Through all of my life and all of eternity, I have nothing but your goodness over me. Through every trial, you reign in your majesty. I have everything and more, 'cause you'll always be the Lord. Jesus, you're all I need. Give me faith to see beyond my own will. Give me feet that are swift to run to you. Give me hope, remind me of your promise. Let me hear and be listening to you. You are God, so I will praise you. You are sovereign, I will wait for you. Through all of my life and all of eternity, I have nothing but your goodness over me. Through every trial, you reign in your majesty. I have everything and more, 'cause you'll always be the Lord. Jesus, you're all I need. You are God, so I will praise you. You are sovereign, I will wait for you. Through all of my life and all of eternity, I have nothing but your goodness over me. Through every trial, you reign in your majesty. I have everything and more, 'cause you'll always be the Lord. All of my life and all of eternity, I have nothing but your goodness over me. Through every trial, you reign in your majesty. I have everything and more, 'cause you'll always be the Lord. I have everything and more, 'cause you'll always be the Lord. Jesus, you are all I need. Hey, if you're thinking it looks different, that's because it does. Not just between the two clips, but just compared to the other videos because I am currently recording this at 10:27 p.m. on Friday. Why, do you ask? Long story. But as I have stated, there are a lot of things going on, a lot of changes. It is a season of change, as opposed to a season of waiting, of persisting, of letting your hair grow out. And it was suggested to me by my father that I could record tonight instead of tomorrow for a few reasons, but to address the fact that there was no video last week. For some reason, the stuff just didn't work, and the files just wouldn't export, so I couldn't use anything that I had recorded that morning, and I didn't have time to just, to do anything. And now here I am recording on a completely different day, so, just things happen. But all that to say, for one, I've no idea what I'm going to say. I'm still getting in the swing of things at work, and it's completely changing my routine, like everything about my routine. And so I'm going to have to change my routine with all of this, and maybe that's why the Lord is sort of letting things get in the way of it so that I can become proficient, can focus a little more at work. But also that song, I was planning to use that song last week. At the end now of this week, there's a lot more things that have happened and things that I've heard about and times of prayer that have been had that just make it, I don't know if special is the right word, probably not, but the sufficiency of Christ. And not only that we ought to have that sort of attitude in prayer. Lord, give me understanding, give me strength, sanctify me unto yourself, and your character, your spirit, your power, your will be done through my life. Fully acknowledging that truly you are all I need. That if I have nothing else in this world, as long as I'm walking with you, then I am in need of nothing. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Not that we don't have desires, not that we don't have needs, but I shall not want. I'm not wanting for anything. There's nothing more in this life that I need than exactly what the Lord wants to give me and has given me. And that includes more abstract things like comfort and peace and understanding circumstances. And that's where the devotional from this morning comes in, as opposed to tomorrow morning when I would have recorded, which I did take a sneak peek and it does correlate, but I think this specific thing is important. An Ebenezer. If you don't know what an Ebenezer is, look it up. It means stone of help. It's Hebrew for stone of help. And we hear it in songs like Come Thou Fount. Here I raise my Ebenezer, here by thy great help I've come. Stone of help. At the end of this devotional, which he addresses the idea and the reality of, quote, sweet Ebenezers, stones of help, reminders, testaments of God's faithfulness. John Newton, Begone Unbelief, is the title of the poem. And this is just one stanza. His love in time past forbids me to think. He'll leave me at last in trouble to sink. Each sweet Ebenezer I have in review confirms his good pleasure to help me quite through. Stone of help, the rock of our salvation, in which we build our life on, the sure foundation, that we ought to look to him, that we ought to worship him, but also in the mundane things of life, in just the simple reality of life and death, of leisure and stress, of confidence and anxiety, of things working the way that you thought they would and then them not. The question is, do I truly acknowledge I have everything and more in the Lord Jesus Christ, and He is all that I need? Just a rhetorical question for you and for myself as I ponder this and express this at 10:30 at night. And as I've said before, if you're not looking for the ways that God is moving, the way that He's using work and relationships to probe you a little bit, to test you, to build you up, then all you're going to see is, ugh. You're not going to see the stone of help in the middle of it. You're not going to see Him as your ever-present help in time of need in the middle of it. You're not going to think, give me peace, when the pieces aren't fitting. Give me strength. Give me hope. Give me faith. Use me. And so I like that song. At least I hope I would like that song, because it's been years in the making. But then again, so is everything. It's years in the making. Our lives, the story and the song of our lives is years in the making. And it's made of what you make of it. It's not over till it's over. And, all that cliche stuff. That actually makes sense from a biblical perspective, as long as you filter it through a biblical perspective. And then you're just saying the same things over and over at 10:30 at night. But anyway, may it be so with us. May that be an encouragement to you. If it seems like things aren't changing, aren't moving, aren't growing, aren't working, well, they are. Because God's still working. If it seems like things are changing a little too quickly, moving a little too much, well, they're not. Because God's moving things. God's allowing things. You just can't see it from down here unless you look at things from His perspective. And I'm preaching to the choir and preaching to myself, of course. And by the grace of God, we continue in this at 10:30 at night. As I was reminded recently, you don't have to get everything right. Just keep going, and you'll get there. And most importantly, by the grace of God, we're almost there. We're getting there. Okay, I'll shut up. Grace and peace and so forth. See you when I see you.